Hey, my angels and demons. Welcome back to Sun, Moon, and Rising Tarot. Today we're going to do a reading for our fire signs. All right, fire. So you don't need motivation. I feel like some of you just need some direction. And sometimes, yeah, for fire signs, that's harder. Okay, so let's talk about it. So this reading is for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If fire is prominent in your chart, you're welcome here. Cross watchers always welcome. This is not a you're powerful, keep going reading. You got this reading. You already know that. Okay. This is about where your energy actually is meant to go next. Okay. Because some of you have been burning fuel just to feel movement. All right. And trust me, I've been there, done that. Okay. We're using the Arcane Tarot deck. Beautiful, beautiful deck with great, great artwork. If you like that type of medieval stuff. I'll describe the imagery as best I can, and of course, as we go, fire signs responds. Not respond to this, but like you respond better when things are visual and blunt, right? You're good with transparency. Like you want to see what you're looking at, you want to understand it clearly, and you want to be able to interpret it in your way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if you feel personally attacked, well, you're probably on track. Okay. So we're going to grab. I got a new camera, so excuse me if I keep bumping it. And please forgive the sounds in the background. I have multiple pets. All right, let's grab the first card. Oh, okay. The Knight of Wands. It is fire right at the beginning of your reading. I'm not surprised. Okay. So the Knight of Wands is interesting because look how beautiful this is. But this is known as the in and out knight. Like you go in, you cause chaos, you leave. Okay. You're restless, okay, because I believe that you've outgrown your current environment, your current arena. Okay. um in this deck, right, this knight is charging forward, and all the decks, right, they should be charging forward. One raised, ready to go into battle, horse mid stride. This one's not riding a horse, but I feel like you just jumped off this horse and you're ready to go right into battle. No hesitation, no plan, right? Just fire vibes, right? Just fire vibes. So this card is you when you're bored. And I'm an Aries, so I can say that for my fellow fire signs, it's true. When you're bored, okay, that means you're impatient, you're easily irritated, ready to burn something down just to feel alive, right? You want to scorched earth just because you want to feel something. So that's not because you're failing, though, right? Some of you might be thinking you're failing. You're not. It's because your current environment no longer challenges you. You're bored. The Knight of Wands doesn't stay where there's no spark. But here's the problem: you've been moving without intention. Okay, you've been moving without intention. So motion isn't the same as progress, right? How many of you know people who are at work and they're busy doing a whole lot of nothing and get nowhere? Exactly. So motion is not the same as progress, and fire signs confuse those two when they're restless. Okay, when you're bored, when you're stagnant, you tend to confuse those things. All right, let's grab the next card. Oops, sorry, I bumped it again. And please forgive my husky if he starts howling. Ooh, Seven of Wands. Okay. So you're defending a position, right? Because that's what the Seven of Wands is all about. Um, you no longer, but you no longer believe in it. So it's kind of like if you're taking it back to you're defending a king you don't believe in. All right. So in this deck, this figure, a bunch of figures, is standing holding these wands, um, and they're fighting. I'm getting this feeling like you're fighting unseen attackers. So have you ever watched a scene in a movie or a TV show where the knight is just wielding his sword at nothing because he can't see what's in front of him? That's what I feel like some of my fire signs have been doing. Okay, this card is exhaustion from constant self-defense. Like you're tired of defending yourself. All right, and fire signs do that a lot, especially Aries. We're always defending ourselves, right? But Sagittarius and Leo, same thing, because Leo's the lion, right? You're the fighter. Um, this card is exhaustion, okay, because you're tired. And fire signs, some of you are still trying to prove yourself. You're trying to argue your worth with people. You're trying to, you're taking this fight a little bit too seriously, but the thing is that I believe for some of you the fight is over, but you're still beating that dead horse, okay? But the real question is why are you still standing on this hill? Why are you willing to die on this hill? Well, you've outgrown the argument. You just haven't left the battlefield. It's time to go. Okay, and yes, part of you likes to fight. We all know that, fire signs. That's okay. But another part of you is really tired, so it's time to go. You don't need to defend what's aligned. And the only defense, or the only defense that you have to do now is protecting your peace, okay? And you only defend what's unstable, right? And in this scenario, you're defending what's unstable, so it's time to cut it loose. It's time to say, hey, it's enough. The battle's been won. The battle's over. I'm done here, okay? And for some fire signs, that's hard, right? Because you're leaving what's familiar, and fighting is what we do. But anyway, let's grab the next card. All right, the Devil. Okay, Capricorn energy, I'll take it. This card isn't passion, though, right? Sometimes people could confuse it with passion, like that crazy passion that we all get involved in sometimes. This is a beautiful devil depiction, right? This card is about attachment, right? But this card is also about cutting the ties that bind, because in the traditional, like two people are chained. This devil's just here to let you know that he's going to keep you chained unless you change the things that you do. All right. So, but the chains are never tight. The devil never, it's not like a noose. It's not tight like a noose. The chains are always loose. Okay. And there's a reason for that. It basically means that you could leave, right? You could leave this situation. You could stop doing what you're doing, but you just choose not to. So, for you fire signs, when the devil card comes up, it's time to cut those attachments. It's time to stop those addictions. It's time to stop doing what's familiar because it's comfortable, okay? So for fire signs, especially if this relates to like your love life, love is intense, right? You guys love intensity. You need the chemistry, you need the high emotion, all right? But this card, for some of you, you're mistaking familiar chaos for passion. So side note, if there's an ex coming back into your life and you're getting back into it because it's passionate and chaotic, it's not for you. 2026, that's not what it's about for you. Okay, so this this card could be a relationship, could represent a goal, maybe even an identity, and maybe a version of success that no longer fits. Maybe you've outgrown where you work or what you do for a living. You keep returning to this because it activates you. It lights that spark, but not in a good way. Okay, not in a good way. Because activation is an alignment, and I think that's what some of you are confusing. The devil shows up when something excites you, but quietly drains you. Fire signs, stop giving your energy to things that drain you. Okay. And for fire signs, it burns you out every time. Okay. It's not a sacred fire. It's just a fire that will eventually burn out. Okay. Fire signs, your fire energy is very sacred. Don't just give your power to anybody. Don't give your time to anybody either. Grab a next card. Oh, okay. An ace. An ace of wands. Here's the spark that you've been ignoring. Okay. This means something new, something passionate, right? Passion seems to be the underlying message of your reading. This is good news, right? The Ace of Wands, this is a new fire, a clean fire, a creative ignition. Like it's creative, it's passionate, it's exciting, but in a good way, right? Not in the toxic way, like the devil energy. So in this deck, right, check it out. Look at this intricacy. It's beautiful, isn't it? The single fire standing at the top of this wand. It's amazing. This is beautiful. And this is something that's been it's been tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey, I'm right here. The passion you're looking for is right behind you, right in front of you, like I'm standing right here. Maybe it's a new idea. Maybe it's a shift in direction, right? Or maybe it's a creative or personal desire that feels exciting but scary. Okay. And I think the reason why you've ignored it, right, because you've been defending, you've been fighting on this battlefield, is because it feels risky. It requires focus. And it asks you to slow down and commit, right? Fire signs, especially Aries, we just bull in a china shop, and this is asking you, right, to slow down and commit, right? Fire signs hate commitment unless it's inspiring. That's just the bottom line. Sorry to break it to you if that, if you didn't know that about yourself. Fire signs hate commitment unless it's inspiring. So this is inspiring energy. All right, this is inspiring energy. Oh my God, I love this. If this resonates, leave a comment. Drop a fire sign, a fire emoji. Let me know that this is resonating with you guys, because this is a beautiful reading. All right, let's grab the next card. Maybe this will be the last one. I don't know. So let's grab this one. So the Queen of Wands. Got a lot of fire today. Fitting, isn't it? Queen of Wands, the last fire sign reading before the new year. But I am a big believer in when this message found you, it's when you were meant to hear it. So it doesn't matter, because this is a timeless reading. There's no timestamp, there's no date stamp, there's no what's happening for you right now. This is collective. So tap into it if it's yours. The Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Not only did the Knight of Wands come out, standing in your power, this queen is definitely in her power. She's beautiful inside and out, especially in the outside, though. Fire signs, let's just face it. Fire signs are the beautiful people. Water signs are the loving people. Air signs are the thinkers. And, earth signs are the money makers. It's just the way it is. Okay, but the Queen of Wands is beautiful because this is you when you stop performing for other people, and you are standing in your power, in your beauty, and in your fire energy. Okay, so this queen is confident, grounded. And you see how she's holding her wand? She's not chasing anything, and she's not proving anything to anybody. She's a queen. All right, this is you. She's a queen. Okay, she's not loud. She's not reactive. All right, and she's not constantly on. All right, when you're in the lower arcana, right, page, night, you're you're in constant motion. When you reach your queenhood, right, and for those of you who have been to my channel before, you know that I read energy is not really gender, but if the queen gender fits, good for you. Okay, this version of you doesn't over explain. Like, you don't have to tell people, you don't have to prove your worth, right? You don't compete because you've already won, and you don't chase attention because attention comes to you. Right? This queen means attention comes to you. You can walk into a room and all heads are going to turn. You can start speaking, and everyone's just going to listen because you're that magnetic. Okay? And that's a shift some of you are finally ready for. Finally. All right? So embrace this. Embrace that you're a fire sign. Embrace it. So fire signs, here's the message, right? Plain and simple. Stop chasing what excites you temporarily. Start choosing what sustains you. Right? You don't need another battle. Clearly, there's that Knight. You don't need another battle for sure. Okay? You don't need another dramatic turning point. Here we go. Let's do this all over again, right? We don't need a dramatic turning point. Right? We definitely don't need that. And you don't need to prove you're powerful. You already are. Right? What you need now is direction, focus, and discernment. And once you choose that, I'm telling you, everything starts moving faster without you forcing it. This is beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful fire sign readings I've ever done. All right. So if this reading resonates, sit with it. Fire doesn't rush. It spreads, if you know what I mean. All right. So fire spreads when it's fed correctly. All right. So ignite that passion within you. Take what's yours, right, in this message. Believe the rest. All right, fire signs, this is your reading. Peace. Till next time.